Class 10th Science Chapter Life Processes Board Question Set 1 1 mark. Question. Name the green dot-like structure present in some cells observed by a student when a leaf peel was viewed under a microscope. What is this green color due to? Answer. The green dot-like structure in some cell observed by a student when a leaf peel was viewed under a microscope are chloroplast. The green color is due to the presence of green pigment chlorophyll. Next. State any one difference between autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The difference is in autotrophic nutrition, organisms obtain their food from inorganic substances. In heterotrophic nutrition, organisms derive their food from organic substance. Give one reason why multicellular organisms require special organs for exchange of gases between their body and their environment. So the answer is multicellular organisms need more oxygen to perform various body functions. They therefore have special organ for exchange of gases. Next, name the process in plant where water is lost as water vapor. So the answer is transpiration. State the basic difference in the process of respiration and photosynthesis. So respiration use oxygen and release carbon dioxide, but in photosynthesis carbon dioxide is used and oxygen is released. Next, how the energy is formed in body. So glucose turns into pyruvate plus energy plus oxygen forms CO2 plus H2O plus energy. Next, in the experimental, light is essential for photosynthesis. Why does the uncovered part of leaf turn blue-black after iodine solution? Starch is produced in the uncovered part of leaf, so which turns blue-black in presence of iodine solution. Next, name the component of blood that helps in the formation of blood clot in event of cut. Platelet. Why does aquatic animal breathe faster than terrestrial animal? Because dissolved oxygen is fairly low in water compared to the amount of oxygen in air. Next, name the tissue which transports soluble product of photosynthesis in plant. Phloem transports soluble product of photosynthesis in plant. Name the tissue which transports soluble product of photosynthesis in a plant. In animal, that is small intestine. What is mode of nutrition in human being? Holozoic nutrition. What advantage over an aquatic animal does a terrestrial organism have with regard to obtain oxygen for respiration? The amount of oxygen dissolved in water is very low comparatively to amount of oxygen in air. Thus, terrestrial organism has to make less effort to obtain oxygen than as aquatic animal to obtain oxygen for respiration. Next, name two various ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy in various organisms. The two ways in which glucose is oxidized to produce energy in various organisms are aerobic respiration pathway, which use oxygen to break down glucose completely into carbon dioxide and water, and some use other pathways that do not involve oxygen, which is called anaerobic respiration. Where do plants get each of the raw material required for photosynthesis? Plants get carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through stomata, nitrogen from the soil through roots, and transport to leaves. Next, what process in plant is known as transpiration? The process by which plant lose water in the form of vapor from aerial part of plant is known as transpiration. Next, name the tissue which transport water and mineral in plant. Xylem transport water and mineral in plant. Next, how do autotrophs obtain carbon dioxide and nitrogen to make the food? So, autotrophs obtain carbon dioxide from atmosphere and nitrogen from soil to make the food. Which pancreatic enzyme is effective in digesting protein trypsin. Which amylase enzyme present in saliva break down starch? So the enzyme present in saliva is salivary amylase that break down starch. Next, name the component of blood which transport food, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen waste. Second, so the blood vessel which transport food, carbon dioxide, and nitrogen waste is blood platelet, and oxygen is RBC. What will happen to a plant if its xylem is removed? Movement of water and mineral soil to other part of plant will stop, and the plant will ultimately die if xylem is removed. Name the green dot-like structure in some cells observed by a student when a leaf peel was viewed under a microscope. What is this green color due to? The green dot indicates chloroplast, and the green color is due to a chloroplast pigment called chlorophyll. Given reason why multicellular organisms require special organ for exchange of gas between the body and environment. In multicellular organisms, all the cells are not direct contact with the surrounding environment, thus simple diffusion does not meet the requirement for all the cells. Next, when a sportsman runs, he gets muscle cramp. Why? So the answer is due to the formation of lactic acid, which is formed in muscles of the legs. He gets leg cramps. Next, what is saliva? State its role in the digestion of food. So, saliva is a watery fluid secreted by the salivary gland in mouth. In mouth, food get mixed with saliva, and saliva contain an enzyme called salivary amylase, which convert starch into maltose. Next, what are final product after digestion of carbohydrate and protein? The final product after digestion of carbohydrate is glucose and protein is amino acid. Next, state two difference between arteries and veins. Arteries, they are vessels which carry blood away from heart. These are thick and have high pressure. Vein collect the blood from body parts and bring to lungs. They don't have thick wall because they don't consist of blood with no pressure. How are the alveoli designed to maximize the exchange of gases? In human being, to maximize the area of exchange of gases in the surface of lungs have smaller tube that terminates into balloon-like structure called alveoli. The walls of alveoli have extensive network of blood vessels. How is transportation of water in xylem tissue different from translocation of food in phloem tissue? Physical force. Like transpiration, pull and root pressure help in transportation of water ion xylem, while translocation of food help in phloem is achieved by utilizing energy. No energy required for water transport in xylem, energy required for translocation of food in phloem. Write one function each for the following component of the transport system in human being. Okay. Blood vessel, blood platelet, lymph, and heart. So the blood vessels are the vessels which carry blood from one part of body to another. Blood platelet help in the clotting of blood when in the case of cut or lymph. Lymph is a fluid-like structure which is formed due to the leakage of plasma from blood vessel. Heart. Heart is a pumping organ of body. Next. In human alimentary canal, name the site of complete digestion of various components of food. Explain the process of digestion. In small intestine, complete digestion of various components of food take place. The process of digestion of food in mouth, stomach, and small intestine in human bodies are as follow. Mouth. Digestion of food being in the mouth, saliva present in mouth contain a digestive amylase called salivary amylase. which break down starch into sugar. Next, function of stomach. Stomach store and mix the food received from esophagus with gastric juice. The main component of gastric juice are hydrochloric acid. Dissolve a dissolve bits of food and create an acidic medium. In this medium, pepsinogen is converted to pepsin, which is a protein digestive amylase. Mucus protected the inner lining of the stomach from the action of HCl. Small intestine. Small intestine is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, fat, and protein. Small intestine produces intestinal juice from the gland present in its wall. The intestinal juice helps in further digestion of food. Small intestine also obtain digestive juice from liver and pancreas, which the liver produces bile juice which helps in emulsification of fats, and pancreatic juice released by pancreas are helpful in digestion of protein and emulsified fat. This digestion food is finally absorbed through the intestinal wall. List three differences between arteries and veins in a tubular form. Arteries. They carry oxygenated blood, whereas veins carry deoxygenated blood. Arteries. They carry blood from heart to various organ. Veins. They carry blood from various organ to heart. Arteries. They are thick-walled. Veins. They are thin-walled. List the three kind of blood vessel of human circulatory system and write the function in tabular form. Arteries carry oxygenated blood from heart to various organ of the body. Second, they are thick-walled. Vein carry deoxygenated blood from various organ to the heart. They are thin-walled. Capillaries. Exchange of material between blood and surrounding cell take place in the capillaries. They are thin-walled and extremely narrow tube or blood vessel which connect arteries to veins. The breathing cycle is rhythmic, whereas exchange of gases is a continuous process. Justify the statement. Second, so the answer is, even though the breathing cycle is rhythmic, the lungs always contain a residual volume of air so that absorption of oxygen and release of carbon dioxide become continuous. Second, what happens if tubes of circulatory system develop a leak? So the circulatory system will become inefficient if it develops a leak. That this could be avoided by maintaining a normal blood pressure. Third, how opening and closing stomata take place. When water flows into guard cell of the stomata, the guard cell swells and the stomata pore open up. The guard cell shrinks when water moves out and the stomata pore is closed. Describe in brief the function of kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, and urethra. Function of kidney: it removes the nitrogenous waste such as urea and exclusive water from the body. It regulates the osmotic pressure, water balance, pH of the body. Function of urethra: urine formed in each kidney is carried by the long tube called ureter to the urinary bladder. Some amount of glucose, amino acid, and a measured amount of water are reabsorbed in ureter. Function of urinary bladder: it acts as a reservoir that stores urine before being discharged to the outside. Urethra: urine is passed out from the body through urethra. What is double circulation in human being? Why it is necessary? The circulatory system of man is called double circulation system. As the blood passes through the heart twice in one complete cycle of the body, it involves two circulation. First, pulmonary circulation. This circulation is mainly by the right side of the heart. It begins in the right ventricle, which expels the blood into the pulmonary trunk. The blood flowing into the muscular system of lungs become oxygenated and return to heart through pulmonary way. Second, systematic circulation. This circulation is maintained by the left ventricle which send the blood into aorta. The aorta divides into arteries, arterioles, and finally to the capillaries, them by supplying oxygenated blood to various parts of body. From there, deoxygenated blood is collected by venules which join to form vein and finally vena cava and pour blood back into the heart. Third, the necessity of double circulation system. The right side and the left side are useful to keep deoxygenated and oxygenated blood from being mixing. This type of separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood ensures a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the blood. This is useful in case of human because it constantly give energy to maintain their body temperature. Next, name two different ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide in various organisms. The two different ways in which glucose is oxidized to provide energy to the organism are as follows. First set of breakdown of glucose takes place in cytoplasm cell of an organism. The process yields three carbon molecule compound called pyruvates take place in different manner in different organisms. A. Anaerobic respiration which take place in absence of oxygen. Example in yeast during fermentation. In this case, pyruvate is converted into ethanol and carbon dioxide. Aerobic respiration in which breakdown of pyruvate take place in presence of oxygen to rise of three molecule of carbon dioxide and water. Next, name the process by which autotrophs prepare their own food. The process by which autotrophic prepare their own food is called photosynthesis. B. List three events which occur during the process. The three events which occur during the process of photosynthesis are as follow. A. Absorption of light by chlorophyll. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy and splitting of water molecule into hydrogen and oxygen. Third, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. C. State two source from which plant obtain nitrogen for the synthesis of protein and other components. The two sources from which plant obtain nitrogen for the synthesis of protein and other compound are in organic nitrate or nitrite. Second, organic compound prepared by bacteria from atmospheric nitrogen. Define the term parastatic. Name one plant parastatic and one animal parastatic. Some organisms break down the food outside the body and then absorb it. Give two examples. Parasites are the organisms which obtain nutrition from the body of the other living organisms and harm them as a result. Plant parasite, cuscuta, animal parasite, tapeworm. Give reason. Find hair and mucus present in nasal passage. Find hair and mucus present in nasal passage so that any dust, particle, pathogen, etc. can be trapped in here and only clean air will enter the lung. This is one of the defense mechanisms of our body. Second, rings of cartilage are present in the throat. The rings of cartilage are present in throat so that the trachea does not collapse on respiration. Name the following: the three carbon molecule that is formed due to breakdown of glucose during respiration. During the nitrogenous waste, this is removed from the blood in our kidney. How do unicellular organisms generally remove waste? A. The three carbon molecule that is formed due to breakdown of glucose during respiration is pyruvate. And second, during the nitrogenous waste that is removed from the body blood to our kidney is urea. And the undigested food material in the vacuole reaches the rear end of the organism and is thrown out by the process of exocytosis, the membrane of the vessel, Right, three difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So the three differences are aerobic respiration requires a lot of oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration doesn't require oxygen or requires a less amount of oxygen. A large number of energy is produced in aerobic respiration. Not much energy is produced in anaerobic respiration. Next, state the function of the following component of transport system. A. Blood, lymph. So blood. Oxygen is transported to the tissues of the blood for the purpose of respiration. Second, carbon dioxide is transported to the lungs by the blood plasma. Third, the digested and the absorbed nutrition are transported to the tissue. Fourth, nitrogen waste are transported to the kidney. Fifth, the blood regulates the blood temperature. Sixth, it maintains the pH of the body tissue. Seventh, it transports various hormones from one region to another and bring about the coordination. Eighth, it maintains water balance to constant level. Ninth, the lymphocytes produce antibodies against the invading antigens and protect from the diseases. Next, functions of lymph are as it carries digestive and absorb fat from intestine and drain excess fluid from extracellular space bank into the blood. Second, it protects the blood by killing the germs drain out of the body tissue with the help of lymphocytes contained in lymph nodes. Next, list the function of stomata. What are the raw material used during photosynthesis? Function of stomata: gas exchange between plant and atmosphere. Second, plant loses water through stomata which helps in the movement of mineral from soil to leaf. B. What are the raw material used during photosynthesis? So the raw material for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll, and sunlight are the essential raw material from soil to leaf. First, carbon dioxide is a gas which is released into the atmosphere during respiration. This gas is utilized by the autotrophic plant which enters the leaf through the stomata present on its surface during the process of photosynthesis. Second, water is another requirement for synthesis which is transported upward through xylem tissue to the leaf from which it receives the photosynthesis cell. This water then splits in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll.